Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today, we are continuing our ongoing coverage of the war in the Promised Land, aka the war between Hamas and Israel. Again, I define it as the Promised Land because a certain technology companies really find offense even mentioning the Middle East. Even mentioning the Middle East. And it's unfortunate because you hear one narrative by a certain element of the media, and that's all you hear. Now, what's happening? Well, the death toll in Israel by these Hamas attacks have resulted in more than 600 Israelis killed, more than 2,000 wounded. So when they say this was Israel's 9/11, indeed it was. Now, was this operation a threat to the nation state of Israel? No, it was not. It was not. Can you compare and contrast it to 1973, the Yom Kippur War? No, you can't. In that war, you had Syria, Egypt, with a host of other supporting Arab states going to war against the Israeli state. As we watch what's unfolding in and around the Gaza Strip, it is very apparent this was a military operation with military quality trained troops that went after civilian targets. Yes, they did go after some Israeli military sites, and approximately 44 Israeli soldiers have perished, and an unknown number also have been wounded. But the vast majority of the fatalities were caused by Hamas light infantry units going into the homes, attacking festivals, music concerts, places of gathering by Israelis, and then mowing them down with automatic gunfire. The rockets that have been fired by Hamas are largely ineffective, mainly due to the Iron Dome system. Again, the vast majority of the casualties were direct ground assaults by Hamas infantry forces against civilian targets. And we have seen some appalling videos of Hamas infantry going into the homes of Israelis, attacking unarmed Israelis on the street, and exterminating them. That occurred. That has happened. And in doing so, Hamas has killed itself. For the first time since 1973, the state of Israel has officially declared a state of war. Not even during the invasion of Lebanon in the 80s, when much of Lebanon, including Beirut, was occupied by the Israeli military. That was not a state of war. Even when it engaged Syrian forces and destroyed large numbers of Syrian troops in the Bekaa Valley, that was not a state of war. Israel has entered into a state of war with Hamas. And again, Hamas has destroyed itself. It is going to be dismantled and killed by the Israeli military, especially with what they did inside of Israel. Unprecedented. And we are going to see an unprecedented Israeli response. Something the likes of which we probably have never seen. And yes, we are going to see as the Israelis prepare for the ground invasion of the Gaza Strip. And make no mistake, there is going to be a massive ground invasion of the Gaza Strip. Without a doubt. The Israelis are going to have to destroy Hamas. They have no other option. Unfortunately for the Israelis, quite a few hostages were taken and were moved into the Gaza Strip. It's not going to matter. Now, this attack is also signaling to the Israelis that forces in opposition to it are willing to use catastrophic means against the state of Israel. I would not be surprised if at some point we see large-scale attacks against Iran. When will this happen? It's difficult to say. But I believe that we are entering into the realm in which Israel may look to eliminate Hamas, Hezbollah, and cause significant damage to the state of Iran. Now, is that going to happen today? Is it going to happen next week? Probably not. I think the Israelis are very much focused on Gaza right now and Hamas. And there is a very large-scale mobilization inside of Israel currently underway that is going to enlarge Israeli military capacity. It would not surprise me if we see the active Israeli military, to include recalled reservists, balloon well over 250,000 men and women. But again, I have seen some comments, obviously, in the comment section. I wanted to address some of those in regards to how effective this attack was. Again, it was not a military attack against military targets that could threaten the state of Israel. It was a military attack against civilian targets around Gaza. Civilian targets. The vast majority of people, again, people killed were civilians, and that was done by these roaming bands of Hamas fighters that infiltrated, crossed into Israel, and started mowing down civilians. But again, at this point, Hamas has sealed its fate. It's over with. So we will continue to cover what's happening in the ongoing days and weeks as this continues. We continue to watch what's happening near the border between Israel and Lebanon. There has been some exchanges of fire between Hezbollah and Israeli forces. At this point, we still believe this could be contained, but at the end of the day, again, it's really up to what the Israelis are wanting to do. And I think we're going to see, again, a size and scope of operation that we have never seen before. I think you would probably have to go back to the all-out invasion of Lebanon in the 80s. And again, this is going to be even something a little bit more different because of the terrain, the dense urban terrain in Gaza. And you can see it here. Very difficult environment to fight in. But fight in the Israelis will. So, more to come. Thank you for joining us. As always, have a good day.